sun rose over the Pride Lands with a fiery glow, casting long shadows across the savannah as the wind carried the distant calls of animals starting their day. But on this particular morning, something felt different, something ancient, powerful, and waiting to awaken. Deep within Pride Rock, a young lion cub named Kion stretched sleepily, unaware that his life was about to change forever. Kion, second-born of King Simba and Queen Nala, had always been curious, energetic, and more mischievous than expected of a royal cub. He loved exploring, racing through tall grass, and chasing butterflies with his sister Kiara. He was small, playful, and innocent, too young, everyone said, for responsibility. But destiny doesn't always wait for the perfect moment. Sometimes it chooses someone before they're ready. That day began like any other. Kion and Bunga, the honey badger, dashed through the fields, laughing as they chased beetles and rolled in dust. Kion's golden fur glimmered in the sunlight, and his reddish mane tuft bounced wildly as he ran. He had no idea that the world around him was shifting, that ancient spirits were watching him closely, too. Later that afternoon, when the sun hung high above the mountains, Kion heard a distant rumble echoing across the savannah. At first, he thought it was thunder, but the sky was clear. Then he thought it was elephants, but the ground wasn't shaking. The sound seemed to come from inside him. He froze. His heart raced. Before he could react, Bunga yelled from behind him, "Kion, look out!" A group of hyenas had crossed into the Pride Lands, creeping toward the grazing antelope. Kion knew he should call for Simba or for the lionesses, but something inside him surged heat, energy, power. A voice echoed through his mind, deep and ancient, heir of the great kings. "Awaken!" The wind shifted.
A cross bent?
Kion's eyes widened as a glowing symbol. The mark of the god briefly flashed across the sky, then vanished. Kion didn't understand what was happening. His chest burned, and the strange rumbling inside him grew louder. Without thinking, he stepped forward, planting his paws firmly on the ground. The hyenas hissed and laughed. "What's the little prince gonna do?" One jeered. Kion opened his mouth to shout at them. Instead, he unleashed it. A massive burst of wind roared from his chest, exploding outward with the power of a hurricane. The earth shook. The grass flattened, too. The hyenas were blasted off their feet, tumbling chaotically back across the border. Shockwaves rippled across the savannah, scattering leaves, dust, and birds into the sky. And then silence. Kion stared at his own paws, trembling. What was that?" Bunga gasped. Kion didn't know, bet the roar he had just released felt ancient, heavy, powerful, and far too strong for a cub like him. The news spread quickly. Simba and Nala rushed to the scene, followed by Rafiki, Kiara Zazu, and the lioness. Simba's expression was a mix of shock, fear, and something else recognition. "Kion," he said softly, "where did you learn that roar?" Kion shook his head. "I didn't learn it. It just happened." Rafiki's eyes sparkled with excitement. "Ah, the roar of the elders has returned." Kion blinked. "The what?" Rafiki explained. Long before Simba's time, there existed a special group of lions, the Lion Guard. 5 of the fiercest, bravest, fastest protectors of the Pride Lands. Their leader possessed a magical power, a roar so mighty that the great kings of the past lent their voices to it. It was known as the Roar of the Elders, and now Kion had inherited it. Simba looked conflicted, proud, worried, heavy with memories. The roar reminded him of Scar, not the villain he became, but the brother who once had the same gift. The roar that Scar misused. the roar that destroyed the first lion guard. Simba kept his fear inside. He didn't want history to repeat itself. But destiny rarely walks the same path twice. Kion's training began immediately. Rafiki taught him the history. Simba taught him leadership. Nala taught him discipline. And Kion really tried to take it seriously. But he was still young, still playful, still uncertain about why he was chosen. One night, when the sky shimmered with stars and the lions slept, Kion snuck out alone. He climbed to the edge of a cliff overlooking the dark grasslands. The moonlight reflected in his amber eyes. "Why me?" too, whispered to the wind. "Share. Why not Kiara, or Dad, or anyone else?" The breeze shifted. Clouds parted, and suddenly Mufasa's spirit appeared in the sky. Kion froze. Warm light washed over him as the great king spoke. "Kion, you have been given a powerful gift. That power is nothing without heart. Trust yourself, trust your friends. And remember, the roar responds to your spirit." Kion felt warmth spread through him. His fear softened. If Mufasa believed in him, maybe he could believe in himself too. The next morning, he chose his lion guard. Not lions, not warriors, but the friends he trusted the most. Bunga the bravest, Fully the fastest. Oh no, the keenest of sight. Bestie. When Simba saw Kion's choices, he hesitated. Traditionally, the Lion Guard was a group of lions. Kion stepped forward. Dad, tradition doesn't protect the Pride Lands, but my friends will. Simba studied his son. For the first time, he saw not a coup but a leader. Kion's leadership was tested immediately. A massive herd of buffalo, startled by hyenas, rushed toward a group of zebra near the watering hole. The Lion Guard sprang into action. Fully raced ahead to warn the zebra. Ono flew above, calling out directions. Best pushed against the stampede, diverting a portion of the herd. Bunga fearlessly leaped in front to distract them. But the buffalo were too many, too fast, too wild. Kion's heart raced. He felt the roar building in his chest, but he hesitated. He feared hurting someone. He feared losing control. He feared becoming like Scar. Then Mufasa's voice whispered through the wind. Let the roar obey your heart. Kion took a deep breath. He stepped forward. He focused not on fear but on protecting his friends. The roar burst from him, but this time it wasn't wild. It was controlled. Focused, strong enough to redirect the stampede without harming them. The buffalo slowed. The danger faded. The Pride Lands were safe. And for the first time, Kion felt the truth. The roar didn't make him powerful. His choices did. His courage did. His friends did. Word spread across the kingdom. The Lion Guard was stronger than ever. Kion was praised by animals far and wide. But with fame came shadows. Scar's spirit stirred in the outlands. The roar that had changed everything was only the beginning. His real journey, the fight against darkness, the struggle within himself.